Okay, so looking at this question, a batsman hits a cricket ball from ground level at a speed of 30 meters per second. Alright, cool. At an angle of 36.9 to the horizontal as shown in figure 4, air resistance can be ignored. Okay, now that I've seen all these bits of information are here, I don't need to read that again. So let's look at this. What is the maximum height that the ball reaches? You must show you're working. So we want to find height. And we already have, so I like putting a little vertical thing here. Vertical u equals 30 sine 36.9. So that's our initial vertical velocity. Acceleration equals minus 10 because gravity is going downwards. We want to find x. How do we do it? We have to always think about what's special about this point. Special, you know, it's the maximum height it can get to. But the other thing that's special about it is v equals 0. So now we have we're given 3 variables and we want to find the last one. That's very easy to do. We just look for UVAX. XUVA. I put it backwards. XUVA. We need to use this formula. B squared equals U squared plus 2AX. Or 0 squared equals, okay, what's 30 sine 30? I need to figure out what that is now. 30 sine 36.9, and I'm going to hope this is in degrees. And that's in degrees. That's a bit bright. But U is 17.6336 squared plus 2 times A. So that's minus 20 because A is negative, minus 20x. Or 20x equals 17.6336 squared, or x equals 17.6336 squared on 20 equals, so squared divided by 20, 15.5. 15.54 meters, or therefore 15.5 meters. Easy. Which of the arrows best represent the resultant force on the ball? So net force again on the ball at point X. So what are all the forces acting here? Is there any force pushing it forwards? No. There's no air resistance. It's not getting any extra energy. It's just moving. It's just moving along. The horizontal speed is always the same. The horizontal is the same. But there is gravity acting on it. So the answer should be R. An advertising board is now placed on the boundary of the cricket ground at a distance of 72 meters. So that's in this diagram. Batsman. Assuming the ball is hit exactly the same way, what height above the ground will the ball strike the advertising board? You must show you're working. So this is a real projectile motion question. Trying to find this height. So how are we going to find this height? Well, we know it hits this board. So first we'll write down all our information. So vertical and horizontal. The initial velocity is 30 sine 36.9. Camera shaking a bit. This one is 30 cos. Has it been like that the whole time? Oh well, I'll try and stabilize it. Forget it. What you do is you look at this and you realize that it's hitting a wall. So this is no longer a hits the ground question. Because if it hits the ground or it goes to a maximum height, you can find the time by looking at vertical. So like first go for vertical, horizontal to find time. Depends on, let's just stop drawing on my cheat sheet. Depends on if it's hitting the ground or if it's hitting a wall. So this is hitting a wall. So to find time, we have to go for horizontal first. So let's just do that. Horizontal U equals that. X equals 72.0. A equals 0. And we want to find time. Because if we have time, we can figure out how high it is by applying it to the vertical. So we use our formula, x, I'll show you which one to choose. We have XUAT, XUAT. This is the most common formula that we use. But yeah, so it's pretty handy. So XUAT, x equals UT plus half AT squared. 72 equals, what's 30, because use a calculator. So our initial velocity was 23.99. I just did that with trig. So equals 23.99 times t. T equals 72 on, I think that's 24. 72, can't really see that, divided by our answer gives us 3. T equals 3 seconds. And now, if we want to find the distance, and we have u equals that, acceleration equals minus 10, and time equals 3, we just use that same formula, XUAT. X equals UT plus half AT squared. X equals 30 sine 36.9. I think it's on my previous page, which would have been handy. Okay, 18.01. 0.01 times 3 minus half times 10. Oh, that's because acceleration is minus 10, minus 5 times 3 squared. Equals, I'm going to do this in my head just to keep myself excited, because you know how exciting it is to do math questions in your head. 54 minus 45 equals 9. 9 minutes. I think that's it. Awesome. Okay, next question.